Good evening. Today we are going to do a very interesting small chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and that is called the Yoga of Devotion. But before I start that, like I had told you all, that I will be continuing the previous chapter, chapter 11, verse 55. So it's the last verse. So I will just do it for a few minutes and then we will start the new chapter. So I'll repeat the verse once again. Chapter 11, verse 55 from the Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna, he who performs all his duties for my sake, depends on me, is devoted to me, has no attachments, and is free from malice towards all beings, reaches me. See, this is a very peculiar verse which actually sums up the whole of the Bhagavad Gita. Because Bhagavad Gita is nothing but Krishna's own words, which has been explained to Arjuna, which means the material worldly people. And it is not only meant for this one particular person called Arjuna, but for everybody. You, me included. Everybody is included in that. So what does Krishna say over here? He says, you have to perform all duties. Now, this is very much understood by people that I have to do my duty. Okay, so I am doing my duty. I am serving my parents. I have parents, I am serving them. I have a wife, I have children, maybe I have a husband, I have children, whoever, whether it's a man or a woman. I'm serving the society. I'm taking care of poor children. I'm giving food to the needy. I'm doing all these kind of things. I'm actually taking care of everything. I'm putting away money for my future. I'm taking care of my children's education. All these things I am doing as a duty. Well, the catch is for my sake. Here Krishna has said, he who performs duties for my sake, for Krishna's sake. Now this is the peculiar word. For my sake means you have to understand that it is Krishna's given duty to you. Whatever duty that you are supposed to do in the material world, which is called your Swadharma, that Swadharma is given by Krishna to you. The job which you may be having has not come to you on its own. I'm sorry. This is what you may think. Oh, I really worked hard and I got this job. Not at all. The job has been given specifically by Krishna to you. And who is your boss? Your boss is not the one that you are reporting to. No. You are reporting to the super boss of all. That is Krishna himself. That means if it is Krishna's job, are you supposed to do it meticulously? See, do you get the point? I will explain this to you in a different manner. Let us say you are a seamstress. Now you may wonder, who is a seamstress? Okay, you are a designer, let us say. You are a fashion designer, okay? And you are supposed to design a garment for the queen. Maybe you are a designer for queen, the Queen of England maybe. Or maybe you are designing for the First Lady or even the Prime Minister of India. How much of an effort will you put in this? You will put your heart and soul in it, isn't it? Because you are making it for the Prime Minister or the President or the Queen, whoever it might be. Will you not take care of the finery, the way in which you do the work? You are going to be paying more attention to it because it is, who does it belong to? The Queen, the President or the Prime Minister. That is why you will take so much of an effort. Who is greater than all these people put together? It is Sri Krishna himself. He is the ultimate God. He is not an average, small God. He is not Brahma, Vishnu or Mahesh. We are talking about the super boss of everything, of this entire creation. He is not only the creator, he is the destroyer, he is everything, the super boss of everybody. And if he has given you this job, whatever it might be, how are you supposed to do it? You are supposed to be the most perfect person for the job. The job could be even taking care of your parents. The parents are Krishna's children. Do you get the point? If they are Krishna's children, how will you take care of them? That way. You will be very, very careful. You will be particular about all the things. Likewise, any job, anything that is done in this material world, it has to be done perfectly, because you are not serving a material worldly wife, children, parents or whosoever. You are actually serving the Lord Krishna, and that is why that work has to be perfect. And then you have to depend on me. You may be dependent on the salary that comes in, isn't it? Well, don't depend on the salary. Salary may come, may not come. You may have the job, you may not have the job. The company may be there, the company may not be there. The parents are there, they may not be there. Don't bother about where it happens, how it happens. You depend on me alone. I will see to it that you get everything in place. And you have to be devoted only to me, to Krishna alone. You cannot be devoted to your wife or children or husband or mother or father. If you are devoted to them, you are so much particular about them and you think you are doing some great job for them, then you are not serving me. Then you will never meet me. This is the truth. And should have no attachments. It's my job. They are my parents. These are my children. This is my wife. This is my spouse. Nothing belongs to you. Nobody is yours. Nobody in this world is yours. Not even the job, the company, the clothes that you wear, the body that you own. It doesn't belong to you at all. Please understand. So why are you having this attachment? I was working so hard, I finally got a headache. People have this habit of saying, my legs are so tired working in the kitchen the whole day. If you are serving Krishna by being a person working in the kitchen, if you are the chef, you better do your job even if your legs are hurting. Because if tomorrow Krishna comes to your house for lunch, will you say these words to him? Oh, my legs are hurting, my hand is paining, my head is aching, I am not feeling well. Is that what you will say? Draupadi also never said that. Nobody has the right to say these words. Because if the Lord himself is doing it, if he is coming in, you better be very good. And that is what he says. You cannot have any attachments to any material worldly person. You have only attachment to me. That's it. And lastly, free from malice towards all beings. See, the idea about free from malice means, I hate my boss, that's why I will not do the job properly. I will show him. I will see to it that I will not do this job properly. The reason why you are saying these words is because you think your boss has given you the job. The company has given you the job. You are forgetting the first line. That is the duty you are serving Krishna. Then how can that person who is your boss or whoever it might be your enemy? Or if you have a mother-in-law who is treating you badly, you will say, I will not give her the food today. I will not even talk to her. Or maybe you have a friend or an enemy over there in the house. You cannot have enemies. You cannot show any malice towards anybody. If you show malice even to one person, you can never reach Krishna. Let me assure you this much. So don't you even have malice towards anybody, because even the worst creature on earth is Krishna's child. You may be amazed to know, Ravana, Okay, the biggest villain in Ramayana. Okay, or in Krishna's own story, there are so many villains, isn't it? But they are all Krishna's children. So you cannot have that animosity with one. You know? Like say for example, Bhanje, you know that the way in which the uncle used to say in Mahabharata, huh? You used to feel like throttling his head, isn't it? Neck. Why? Because such a villainous character, Duryodhan, Dushasan, Shakuni Mama, that is. You would want to kill that fellow. No, you cannot have malice towards anybody. He may be the biggest villain in your life. Today, there is a woman who's considering the Prime Minister as the villain in her life. How can that be? If she is a follower of the Hindu Dharma, which is what Bhagavad Gita is talking about, how can she consider anybody as a villain? No, you cannot. You have to treat everybody with respect. You cannot have enemies in this world. You cannot treat anybody with malice. Nobody. Even if that person is doing the worst thing to you, maybe that person is coming to murder you, or maybe that person is doing something terrible in your life. Maybe it's your own husband who is telling you, I want to beat you, I will give you a divorce, or something like that. And you feel like, I want to kill this guy. No. No. Don't. That person is doing out of their own issues. Let it be. That is why you cannot have malice towards anybody in this world. Even if a person comes and slaps you, you can't have malice towards that person. The beautiful story of Buddha is this. A person comes and speaks very badly about Buddha. And everybody gets upset except Buddha. Buddha doesn't get upset. He listens to everything. Listens means he's just looking at that person. Okay, well, the person is talking. After that he asks, have you finished? Yes. Thank you. He doesn't utter anything beyond that. Other people are very upset. You should have beaten him. You should have done this to him. You should have said this to him. Okay? Somebody is mean to Buddha. Buddha is never going to be mean to him. Because this is the words that he follows. Malice towards none. Then only you can reach me. Otherwise, nobody can reach Krishna. Okay? So this was the verse which was important for you to understand. So finally, you are doing job only for Krishna. Whether it is marriage, whether it is your company, whether it is your children or whomsoever that you are serving. You are Krishna's servant, not those people's servant. So if you are Krishna's servant, do your job diligently. Do not be attached to anybody or anything. Do it perfectly and devote it to Krishna alone. And have no malice towards anybody. Then only you will reach Krishna. So this is the Upanishad sung by the Lord, the science of Brahma, the scriptures of Yoga, the dialogue between Shri Krishna and Arjuna ends the 11th chapter entitled The Yoga of the Vision of the Universal Form. So now we will move to the new chapter. Like I said, this chapter is all about devotion. We are doing Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12. It's called the Yoga of Devotion. It is a very peculiar name. The word yoga has been misinterpreted by literally everybody. Yoga means union with God. Yoga doesn't mean gymnastics. It doesn't mean standing on your head or doing all kinds of funny activities. It is a misnomer. Misnomer, do you understand how misnomers come into the picture? Hey, can you get me a Xerox copy? It's a photocopy, not a Xerox copy. Xerox is the name of a company. Get me a photocopy. Got it? It could be done on a Canon machine also. It's not necessarily Xerox machine. Got it? So the term that Xerox, the way it is misinterpreted, here the term yoga is misinterpreted. Yoga means union with God. So today we are doing union with God through the power of devotion. Alright? Yoga of devotion. So we are doing chapter 12, verse 1 from the Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna said, the devotee is exclusively and constantly devoted to you in the manner stated just earlier. Adore you as possessed of form and attributes. And those who adore as the supreme reality only the imperishable, unmanifest Brahma. Of these two types of worshippers, who are the best knowers of yoga? See, here again, there is a correction which you need to do for yourself. There are two yogas being mentioned over here. Arjuna is asking the question to Shri Krishna. He says there are people who want to be one in yoga with Krishna in the unmanifest form, which is called the Satchidananda, the Brahma. Brahma is also him, you know that very well. Not Brahmaji, Brahma. The unmanifest domain. So he says there is an unmanifest domain. The devotion to that unmanifest domain is one. And the second one is to this manifest body of yours. He says the devotee is exclusively and constantly devoted to you in the manner stated earlier, adore you as possessed of form and attributes. Now, should they consider you who is having this body? You are having this body and attributes. You are like a human being, isn't it? You are Almighty God, but you have taken this human form as Sri Krishna on this planet Earth. Now, you have come as Sri Krishna with a body and a form, so they are devoted to you. Some people are devoted to you. And there are others who are devoted to the other form of yours, which is called the unmanifest form. So amongst these two, who is the best person? The best knowers of. So who knows yoga best? Is it the one who worships you in this form which you are standing here with? Arjuna's question is very valid, isn't it? So Krishna takes a form, and because he has taken a form, everybody is devoted to him. And because they are devoted to him, they keep on praying to him. They are very much in love with him. They do the job for him. Everything. The last verse which I explained to you, devoted to Krishna. So that is one. And on the other hand, the whole scriptures, all the Vedas, the Upanishads, everything speaks about the unmanifest, which we call as the Satchidananda, the Brahma, the Parabrahma, whatever you want to call it. The unmanifest reality. That is also you. So should they be devoted to that unmanifest reality? So amongst these two, which person is the best? The one who understands this yoga, which is the best? Whether this one who praises you as a form, or the one who doesn't, who praises you as a unmanifest. Which one is it? So we do move to the next verse. We are doing chapter 12 from the Bhagavad Gita, verse 2. Shri Bhagwan said, I consider them to be the best yogis, who endowed with supreme faith and ever united through steadfast devotion to me, worship me with their mind centered on me. So here Sri Krishna is giving an answer. It's a beautiful answer. He says, now these are Krishna's words. Krishna says, see, I consider. Who is considering? Krishna is telling, so Krishna is considering, he says, I consider that person the best among yogis. The best among yogis, that means the one who is in union with me, God. So I consider him the best among yogis who is endowed with absolutely supreme faith. Whether I have a form or whether I don't have a form. Does a person have faith in me? Faith is so perfect. That means there should not be even this much of a doubt. You see, look at people. A few days ago, there is a place where I had gone. And I decided that this is a place you can dig a well. Okay? So I made the point and I said, dig over here. So they got the rigs, the drilling machine and everything, and people started digging over there. I kept on coming and going and coming and going, to that place just to have a look. By then, they had done 100 feet, 200 feet, 300 feet, 400 feet, 500 feet, 600 feet. At 600 feet, I asked the people around me, have you gone and asked the person who is digging whether they have found the water? They had not even bothered to ask that person. They were just sitting over there looking at the digging happening. So I said, it is your duty to ask. What are you sitting and doing a job over here when you're just looking at it and you are not even bothered about asking? So they went, they called the person and they asked, have we found water? He says, yeah, we have dug 600 feet and we have already found water. Then why are you digging? Maybe we will find better. Okay? And they started digging more. The contract was for 1,000 feet. So they wanted to complete the contract. So naturally that person had to get the money, so he will go deeper and deeper till he hits 1,000 feet. Then I said, you should ask him the question, at what feet did you find the water? That person, the people around, and that person was dilly-dallying. They said, in the vicinity, every well that we have dug, we had to go up to 1,200, 1,000, more than 1,000, 1,100, 1,200 feet. Then only we found water. No, do not skirt the question. Come back to the point and tell me, when did you find the water? The water was found at 65 feet. And they were digging till 800 they dug. If you have found water at 65 feet, isn't that the wonder of wonders in this whole world? Because the whole vicinity, more than half a kilometer around you in a circle, everybody didn't find water over there. They were all digging till 1,100 and 1,200 feet, and that too their wells are running dry. And here you are sitting with water at 65 feet. So there the question of devotion comes into play. So when it is being said, you will find water there, you have to believe in it and you have to keep on asking. When he did his 100 feet, you should have asked him, did we hit water? Yes, we had already hit water at 65 feet. What does that tell you? Single pointed devotion has to be there. That is what he says, single pointed devotion with supreme faith. You cannot have an iota of doubt. Not this much. Not even a dot of doubt should be there. My words are, you will find water in less than 100 feet. The whole village may have water at 1100, 1200 or 1300 feet. Doesn't matter. Any feet they may go to. But if the word is given that you will find water, have that ultimate faith in you. Yes, I will find it. And it is there. And what a flow. So this tells you about the faith. If you have the faith, things will work. But if you don't, if you have doubts, this much amount of doubt, nothing will work in this world. Please understand this. The flight will not take off. Remember this. Things will not happen if you don't have faith. I have told this story many a times. There was a person sitting in Guangzhou in China. The person had to visit Beijing early in the morning at 7 a.m. with the CEO over there of China, of a very, very top company. This person was in Guangzhou at late in the night waiting for the flight. The flight was supposed to fly at 10 o'clock. It was delayed till 12, and then it was delayed till 1 o'clock, then 2 o'clock. Why? Because there were no tires. They had a burst in the tire. The person kept on calling me in the middle of the night. And I said, if I have given you the word that your flight will take off and you will attend the meeting, there is no power on this earth which can shake that. The flight took off at 3 a.m. in the morning. The person was able to meet the CEO at 7 a.m. in Beijing. And what happened in the flight? The Air China people came and they were very apologetic about the whole issue. And they said, we are very sorry for the delay in the flight. Can you please sign over here? The person signed. And 500 yuans were given to the person saying that we are very sorry for making you late. The flight took off and it landed as well. That is the power of faith. Faith has to be absolute. A few days ago, I was in a village. Like I was telling you, I had gone there for digging that well, to take. I was on my way. I got a frantic calls. I was driving. I couldn't pick up the calls. One of my dearest devotee was admitted for a very, very serious surgery. His relatives were calling me because he was in the surgery. They were calling me. They were saying, Guruji, please come and bless him. I said, fine. I was there in the hospital at 11 a.m. in the morning. I went to the surgery and I told him, I said, why are you scared? Everything will be fine. I was there with him for a minute. Then I came out. I met the wife and the other relatives. And I was laughing. I said, don't worry. Everything will be fine. That's it. And everything was fine. Why shouldn't it be? If you have the absolute faith, then everything will work as per the way in which it has been written. Krishna is saying you have to have that absolute faith. You cannot have that 99% or 99.9% faith. It has to be 100%, 100%. There should not be an iota of doubt. Faith, and you should be united in devotion to me. These are the only two things he's mentioning. I always talk of the four things that are there. The first is called absolute faith. Second one is called complete surrender. Third one is called unconditional love. And the fourth one is called single pointed devotion. When you have these four in your life for Krishna, you are one with Krishna. And this is what he says: worship me with the mind centered on me. So I consider them to be the best of the yogis who are endowed with supreme faith and ever united in steadfast devotion to me. Worship me, the mind centered on me. If your mind is absolutely zeroed onto me, then everything will be perfect. That is called the yoga, not the gymnastics which people teach you all. So please don't go and think that that is called yoga. Yoga is union with God. So we will move to verse 3 and 4 now. We are doing the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12, verse 3 and 4. Those, however, who fully controlling all their senses and even minded towards all and devoted to the welfare of all beings, constantly adore as their very self the unthinkable, omnipresent, imperishable, indefinable, eternal, immovable, unmanifest, and the changeless Brahma, they too come to me. Did you see the difference between verse 2 and 3 and 4? Notice the difference. Krishna has already given an understanding that the one who praises his physical form and is having absolute faith in him, the form, the divine form, when you are devoted to the divine form of Krishna, he is the highest devotee. This one is also. The word is, they too come to me. The word T-O-O, too, means they also come to me. So who are these people? However, now these are for those people who are following the path of jnana or any other except bhakti marg. These people don't follow the bhakti marg. They follow only the jnana, the Raj yoga and all these other yogas possible. They do all kinds of other things. So what are they? Those who fully control all their senses and even minded towards all. Somebody who has controlled the senses and is even minded towards all. How many people who do Hatha yoga, meditation, and different kinds of yogas practiced in India by all these great great gurus that are teaching people, how many people have this in them? Controlling all their senses. You go to any of these ashrams, you will find the person is sneaking at other people like this. He is bothered about the food. He will think, oh, I have to do this yoga early in the morning, I am feeling very hungry. I have to go for a smoke outside. I am feeling so upset. My girlfriend has not responded since yesterday. That girl whom I was talking to yesterday, she is not even bothered about me. Now she has found another guy. These people are always lost in their mind and they don't have any control over their senses. I have gone to so many places where I have seen these idiots are sitting in front of this great Babaji over there and they are thinking of 100 different things. Please remember, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa was doing the puja in the Dakshineshwar temple. The Dakshineshwar temple was built by Rani Rashmani. Now Rani Rashmani is sitting there along with her son-in-law, Mathur Babu, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa, his brother. Everybody is sitting there for consecrating the idol. Ramakrishna Paramahansa gets up and gives a tight slap to Rani Rashmani. And then he comes and sits down in his place as place and he starts doing the puja again. Now, Rani Rashmani is the owner of that place, and here you have just one Panditji of a temple coming and slapping her. You see, he was a Panditji at that time. Ramakrishna Paramahansa was just a Pandit there. Rani Rashmani felt very ashamed of herself, because while she was performing those pujas over there, she was thinking about something else, about money matters and property matters. And Ramakrishna Paramahansa came to know about it and gave her a tight slap. Does the Babaji who is there in front of you even come near you and slap you when you are thinking about your girlfriend, you are thinking about drugs, you are thinking about this, you are thinking about that? Does he come and do that? No. He is least bothered. He is bothered about the cameras. He is bothered about his attire. He's bothered about some people whom he is, the VVIP guests who have paid a bomb to sit in front. You know, there are these kind of idiots in our world. They are bothered about the people who are sitting. I used to meet one frizzy hair fellow earlier. Okay? It's long ago, he's dead and gone. That guy was bothered about people who paid lakhs of rupees first. For what reason? What kind of a devotion are we talking about? A person should never be bothered about these kind of things. Anybody who is on the path of yoga, yoga means union with God. Basically, it has to be, you have to have control over your senses. You cannot be bothered. Oh, I'm fidgeting like this. My legs are not proper. Oh, my back is aching. Oh, this mat which I have kept, I should have washed it. This mat is not good. I will next time take that mat. They're bothered about that. I went to Ramana Ashram, and there I found this another idiot over there. He is a very famous person. Nowadays gives all the videos. He came up to me. I was sitting in a corner, in a very remote corner. He came and he told me, "Get up from there. That is my place." I said, "I'm very sorry, sir." I got up. He made arrangements for his mat to be put over there and sat down. He was a foreigner, by the way. He is a foreigner. But he's in the Ramana Ashram, so I think you know whom I'm talking about. He sat down over there. He's looking up like this. Why is the fan not on? So he told the guy who is sitting in the corner, "Can you please put on the fan?" And he sat down over there, preening himself, and then he's meditating. Is that what you do? You're supposed to have controlled your senses. By the way, this person is called as a realized person. If you are a realized person, why are you preening yourself? Why are you sitting there in the corner with the mat and stuff like that? Ramana never used to bother about it. You are some, chamcha. What kind of an idiot are you? That is what I was thinking. I said, here, people call him a realized person. Whereas doesn't look realized from any angle. Sir, if you are on the path of this realization, then you should have controlled all your senses. And you should have been even-minded towards all. I would have got up from there in less than 5 minutes. No. Doesn't happen. So this is the way. So now tell me, is there any ashram or any place in India where you can find a person who is totally controlled his senses? The answer is zero. Z-E-R-O. Nobody has controlled their senses. Nobody is even-minded towards all. They all have enemies. Hey, look at that fellow. Oh, he's doing like this. People are like this. They have animosity towards others. Person should not be bothered about what others are thinking and what others are doing. Never. And even-minded towards all and devoted to the welfare of all beings. They should be taking care of everybody around. Taking care of everybody means everybody's welfare should be taken care of. Not just the fan above you, the fan everywhere. You can go and put it on. It has to be the public welfare. Those who are part of this particular yoga, which is called the Jnana Yoga or the Karma Yoga, this is what they got to do. You have to be bothered about every other person. And when any other yoga which may have been taught by some Babajis of this world, doesn't matter. You know, people have this great idea, oh, I am having this, I am doing Kriya Yoga. Sir, Kriya Yoga you are doing, but you have no control over anything. I met a Kriya Yogi once. I had gone to an ashram where I met a Kriya Yogi. I just wanted to understand a few things. So I said, sir, can I request you for an answer? I am very busy just now. Don't come and disturb me. I said, okay, sorry, sir. I will come later on. No. Go into the office and take timings and then you come over there. Okay. So you have to talk about the welfare. I was just going to ask one simple question. It never happened. This was way back in time, 2001. When I was seeking answers, and that time, if that's happened, and I said, no, maybe these people are not the right people. So I walked out of that place. So you have to think about welfare of everybody around you. You have to constantly admire the very self. The self where? Inside of you and inside every person over there around you. Can you go and touch the feet of the smallest person in that place? They will not do. Oh, he is my teacher, you know. I will only touch my teacher's feet. And that too, we are not supposed to touch teacher's feet. We are supposed to touch that big boss's feet. That teacher is a stupid fellow. He doesn't understand anything. He's only interested. He's always lost in his phone, you know. Every teacher who teaches all these kinds of different yogas are totally busy, lost in their own phones. I met more than 1.5 years ago. I met one teacher like that. This person is the number 2 person of this great fellow, or whoever, Babaji. You know what he was doing? He had his watch like this. And he was counting. Your 5 minutes are up. You please get out. What? There was nothing there. 5 minutes are up. You please get out. The understanding has to be that you have to be genial and kind and compassionate. And you cannot be arrogant or egoistic with anybody. You just have to be good. And there you have to find the self in every person. Every person over there. And this is the way it has to be done. You have to constantly adore and admire. Because when you are thinking of the divine self, which is the unmanifest divinity inside of you, it is unthinkable. Brahma is unthinkable. It is omnipresent, it is imperishable, it is indefinable, it is eternal, it is immovable, it is unmanifest, it is changeless Brahma. Only when you understand this in everything around you, then only you can reach me. These are Krishna's words. Then only you can reach me. First you got to control your senses and your mind. Then you have to be devoted to me, to the welfare of everybody around you. You have to see God in every person. Then only, then alone, you will be coming to me. Because you have to see the self in everything. Okay, so we move to the next verse where Krishna is giving a very, very sweet explanation why this is so. So anybody who is performing any other yoga, for those people, please listen. Because whatever yoga that you are doing, it is not going to make you reach Krishna, or for that matter, the Supreme Divine Consciousness or Brahma or whatsoever, because you can't have control over anything in your life. You are the person who has no control even with what you are doing. Alright, so let me read the verse for you. So we are doing chapter 12 from the Bhagavad Gita, verse 5. Of course, the strain is greater for those who have their mind attached to the unmanifest, as attunement with the unmanifest is attained with difficulty by the body conscious people. See, Krishna is very sweet. He knows very well that those who are attempting to reach the divine, to know the truth, to reach Brahma, to be one with God, they can never be one with God for one simple reason. They are body conscious people. They are conscious about everything in their body. The people who practice Hatha yoga, the people who practice meditation and any other kind of devotion, any other kind of activity which they are doing, any activity, they may be sitting in front of some great God over there, some big statue, and saying, "Oh God, please." They will also not reach. Why? Because the difficulty which these body conscious people face is, how does their mind get attached to the unmanifest? You see, unmanifest is what he said, unthinkable. If unmanifest is unthinkable, how can you think of that? So now think about it. Can your mind reach the unthinkable? It is not possible, because you are a human being who has to think. If I say you should have a girlfriend, how does she look like? You got to have a picture at least of hers. Maybe in your phone you have a small picture. Oh, I have a girlfriend. How does she look like? I don't know. Where does she stay? I don't know. What does she do? I don't know. I mean, can you do these answers? Then what is she? I don't know. The answer is, the Brahma is, I don't know. Do you understand the word Brahma? Brahman. That particular word means I don't know. To put you in a state of Brahm. Nobody can understand Brahm. It is unthinkable. And here these people are trying to think of Brahma. It's not possible. Because body conscious people, they cannot have any connect with Brahma. See, their mind is, how can you attach the mind to the unmanifest? Mind is tangible. You see, mind is in your body, isn't it? It's a body called mind. It is called the subtle body called mind. If you have a body called mind, it is at least you have an idea. No? I'm thinking in my mind. You say these words quite often. So there is a mind. Don't you know? Now tell me, where is this Brahma? Where are you going to meet the unmanifest? Nobody knows. It's immovable, it's unmanifest, it's changeless, it is eternal, it's undefinable. I cannot even define how it is. So the strain is greater on these people. So anybody who performs any kind of yogic activity, any Hatha yoga or Fat yoga or whatever yoga that they are doing, Kriya, this, that, so many hundreds of different things, they have a difficulty because they cannot focus their mind on anything, because they are body conscious. On the path of devotion, it doesn't matter what you are. Who cares? Who gives a damn to what you are doing or what you are not doing? That is why for them to reach Krishna is easier. We are doing a chapter called Yoga of Devotion. Please remember that. So here Krishna is giving a valid explanation. He says the strain is greater for those who have their mind attached to the unmanifest. The strain is greater because they cannot even, how am I thinking about it? To reach the state of Turiya is impossible for those people. Because if they reach the state of Turiya, I was meditating. If a person tells you this thing, that means he is not meditating. I went for the meditation classes. He say, you are an idiot. If you go for a meditation class, that means you are not meditating at all. This is the thing which he is telling you. Spontaneous jumping into the state of the unmanifest. That is why it is called the state of Turiya. Who can reach Turiya? Nobody can reach Turiya today. We are people who are body conscious. We are conscious about our, oh, my nose is running, my hair, it's not no problem, man. I got to cut my hair, I got to clean my glasses. You are so much bothered about your petty things. You are bothered about the clothes you wear. You are bothered about the smell. I'm stinking, Oh, the fellow next to me is stinking. He must not have taken bath for 2 days, I think. So if you can have this kind of a conversation going on in your mind, sorry sir, you can never reach that state of Turiya any time in your life. So please, Krishna is giving an understanding for people like them, those who follow any other path. It is near impossible to reach Krishna because they cannot control their body consciousness at all. So the mind cannot be attached to the unmanifest, as attunement with the unmanifest is attained with difficulty by these body conscious people. The highest of the Lord Shri Krishna is telling us in the Bhagavad Gita. Do you think these are some ordinary words of some mortal? No. Bhagavad Gita is the word that we swear by. In India, we put our hand on the Bhagavad Gita and swear, I swear by the Gita. Isn't it? And here Shri Krishna is telling these words. He says, it is so difficult for these people. They are so much body conscious, they can never reach me. So we now move to verse 6 and 7. Now this is a very beautiful verse. You remember, this is the chapter we are doing on the devotion. So we're doing chapter 12, Bhagavad Gita, verse 6 and 7. On the other hand, those depending exclusively on me and surrendering all actions to me, worship me, the God with attributes, constantly meditating on me with single-pointed devotion, them, Arjuna, I speedily deliver from the ocean of birth and death, their mind being fixed on me. See, so simple and sweet. He says, on the other hand, because this other people who are trying to reach me through all different kinds of yoga, all kinds of yoga that they do. It includes every other yoga, by the way, whether it is tantra, mantra, jantra, whatever that it might be, it can be kriya, or God knows, all kinds of yoga. You may be doing drugs also, doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Whatever you may be doing, ayahuasca, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. You are anyway not going to reach God. Okay, guaranteed. 100% written guarantee. If you want, I can give you. It is impossible to reach because today's day and age, human beings are body conscious. So Krishna is giving a very, very beautiful solution, and see the solution. On the other hand, he says, that means for those other people, those who are exclusively dependent on me. If you are only dependent on me, only me, nobody else, okay? Exclusively. You can't say, oh, during the Ganesh Chaturthi, I will go and pray to Ganesha. During the Shivaratri, I will pray to Shiva. During this, I will pray to that God. And during that, I will pray to this God. No. Exclusivity to Krishna is very, very important. Once you are exclusively devoted to Krishna, he says these words, those depending exclusively on me and surrendering all actions to me. This I had done in the previous chapter, in the last verse at the beginning of this satsang. Surrendering every action to me, because you are doing every action for my sake, because I have programmed you to do that, isn't it? If you are serving your father and your old mother, let us say you have old parents, and if you are serving them, You're not serving your parents, you're serving my children. Your parents are my children. And if you are doing service to them, consider you're doing service to me. See me in them also. See, the idea is that if you are working for a company, you have to be diligently working for the company, not for some bosses and for some organization. That job I have given you. So you are actually my servant, not the company's servant. Please remember these words. So here he says, depending exclusively of me and surrendering all action to me. When you worship me, the one with attributes, I am the God with attributes. I have a form. You can see me as a form, isn't it? Don't you see me as a form? So when you look at me, you see a particular form of Krishna. There is a form which everybody knows about Krishna, isn't it? He's the one which plays the flute. He's the one whom you can see in the Bhagavad Gitas. The depiction of Bhagavad Gita is there in most of the places. He is talking to Arjuna. That particular form, don't you know that? I have one flute stuck to my side. I have one, more punk over there. This is my normal attire. You see, I normally dress like this. So you know me, isn't it? You know my form very well. That is the form I'm talking about. If you are praying to that form, then you worship me in that particular form, constantly meditating on me. You just meditate on me. Just keep on saying Krishna, 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 Krishna. That's it. You don't have to bother your head about anything else. You don't even have to say anything else. See me, only me, that's it. Have I said anything anywhere else? Have I ever told you that you have to pray to anybody? No, you just be devoted to me, that's it. Because remember, I am the second divine unmanifest. I am the boss of even Brahma is under me only. All the gods I only have created. So don't bother about anybody. So if I am the super boss of everything, then you just be devoted to me directly, no? Direct, one-on-one, chalte raha. So you be one-on-one with me only. So this is what he says. With single-minded devotion to me, just be my devotee. Don't bother about anything else. Just be devoted to me 24/7. And then Arjuna, I speedily deliver them from the ocean of birth and death. So for those people who are totally devoted to me, who are doing the work only for me, who are absolutely my devotee, they look at my form and they pray to my form. You see, I have a form, okay? I have taken this form on the earth. I come every now and then. You know that very well. Every time I have come. As Krishna, I keep on coming. Constantly I keep on coming. So when you look at that form of mine and just pray to that form, and when you pray to that form and you are totally devoted to that form, then I will take you out of this cycle of birth and death. Now, why are you bothered? It's my guarantee to you that you will never have rebirths again. But I need that devotion from you. Single pointed. If you are going to be bothered about other people, your wife, your children, your husband, your this one, your that one, your mother, your father, your country, your God knows all kinds of things, and you may be bothered about some Babaji somewhere, something, some other God that you are praying to. There are lots of people who will come and who will tell me, Guruji, I have this, mantra, shantra, mantra, or whatever that nonsense that they buy from these people. They have those malas that they have some angutis, they have some kadas, they have some, rudraksha mala and all the kind of nonsense that they get. I have to pray for that also, Sir, this is the verse. If you have not understood this verse, then you go and pray to that person only, whoever that is told you. You don't have to come to Krishna at all. Krishna is not saying that you have to come to him. Got it? You're free to get out. That is the whole point of it. He says, only those who are devoted to me. Single pointed devotion. There can be nobody else. I will take you out of this cycle of birth and death because your mind is fixed on me alone. Your mind has to be totally one with me. So we have come to the end of this verse 6 and 7. We are doing the Bhagavad Gita chapter 12. We will stop over here and I will continue this the coming Tuesday. Alright? So see you all. Take care. Have a great evening. Bye.